guys, how you doing? This is Manga etc. and I'm here to bring you the review for Fairy Tail Manga chapter 510. So we start things off with Lucy, Brandish, and a few other people, and we basically just learned that Julia and Gray are going to be a-okay, but with Natsu we have no problems. I mean, we have some problems. Brandish can no longer shrink his trauma, or the mess as they call it in the chapter, and the Fairy Tail's doctor, I keep forgetting her name, she can no longer do anything about the situation at hand. And we have that other member of the 12th Dragon Day as well. She basically saying that she's a demon, blah blah blah, and Lucy's defending him. And she goes on to, the person from the 12th Dragon goes on to say, even if you're very close to someone you don't really know them, everybody has their hidden side, which I really do think is true. And Lucy's like, no, I know Natsu, blah blah blah. And then it was basically that for the first bit of the chapter. Then we go into Natsu's heart, and yeah, you just know Natsu's having one of those spiritual, not really happening kind of things. But when we have Natsu, he's just seeing things. He sees Zarif at first, and he's just talking to him, and Zarif is explaining to him, this is happening within your heart. I'm not really here. You can call me Big Bro if you want to, but I'm just here to fill in the gaps within your memories. And we don't really learn much within this chapter that I don't think we already knew. I think we already knew that Natsu's mom and dad and him were killed by a dragon when the dragon came through their village and attacked them. But we do get to see the mom. She favors Zarif. She looks more like, or Zarif gets his looks from the mom, and we see the dad, and Natsu gets his looks from the dad. Not the same hairstyle. I prefer the trim. Not gonna lie, I prefer Natsu's dad's trim, but I'm guessing that Natsu looks a lot like it, or did look a lot like his dad. And we also learn a few things. You know, Natsu, we knew the Dragon Slayers knew each other beforehand. Natsu and Gaju were rivals at the time. I guess they still are. Wendy would get upset when she saw them fighting, so she'd always be crying, trying to break up their fight. And we know Sting and Rogue, the Shadow Dragon Slayer, saw Natsu and Gajul as older brothers. So based on what Natsu, I mean not Natsu, what Sting was saying later on in the chapter, seems like he doesn't really like him now. But I guess the feelings they had back in the past are still there presently. And now I don't know why Hero decided to do this, but he did. Where we had Zarif, you know, explaining all the things to Natsu, which made sense in my eyes. Then we flip it to Sting now doing the explaining, and I was like, okay. And even the explanation that Sting gives within the chat is like, it's me now. He basically said, it's me now, deal with it. So I was like, oh, okay. So Sting tells us that back in the past, where the dragons used to gather for their meetings, you know, the dragon slayers would be there sitting around in the same circle, and then he starts to walk off and he's saying, yeah, let's get to the truth of the matter at hand, and they just basically walk off. So the rest of the chapter is about Sting. I'm guessing the hero just wanted to give Sting as much screen time within this chapter as possible, but it's basically Sting. He's trying to make his way to everybody else so he can help out in this battle. He smells trouble, but actually he smells rahkied because he smells like Natsu. Maybe it's, I don't know, what we family smell the same though, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, he hops over to there, they get into a little fist fight, and then that's when rahkied starts to use magic, and it's just basically like what everybody has been saying so far. rahkied uses light magic, Sting is the light dragon slayer. His magic doesn't work on him because he's able to eat it. So there's going to be a fight between them two on the hands. Now, I don't want to think just because Sting's the Light Dragon Slayer that he's just going to wrap this up easy peasy. I do hope that rahkied finds or has another way to hurt Sting. Similar to, I don't know if any of you that watch One Piece, but in One Piece, Luffy is a rubber man. He's made out of rubber. So when he came across a villain who used lightning to attack, he had an easier time with him. Obviously, rubber doesn't conduct lightning, but the person who was using the lightning did find another way to be able to hurt Luffy. Therefore, the fight wasn't as easy as it could have been for Luffy. So I'm hoping that rahkied finds another way to be able to damage Sting within the chapter. That's something that's happened in the chapter, you know, like it's an average chapter. I ain't got really much to say about it except for that whole thing with Sting versus rahkied. I hope it's not just a walk in the park for Sting. And other than that, 3-star rating and call it review. Like always, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.